Hey, how are you guys? I am here today to share with you about a recent home party I did. Tuesday, August 31st, 2021. So, the last day of the first month of the new catalog. And boy, was it a doozy. So, this home party resulted in 1,000 PRV with approximately 10 guests. Yeah, you heard that right. So I'm going to show you what I did and how I did it in hopes that this might inspire some of you to do something the same or similar and have the same or similar results. I came up with a little outline. I used this at my party so that I can make sure that we stayed on track. The group was a little chatty, but they were a fun group of gals. The host had recently been through a pretty severe surgery that some women get when they have breast cancer. So all of her friends were able to come over and see her and get together and just have a good time and do something fun post-op. So it was also a new home for her, so she got to do like a little home warming thing, and we had some snacks, and it was just a really good time overall. So when I got there, I brought with me 3 bags and a tote. That's it. You don't want to bring a whole bunch of stuff when you're hosting a home party. It's not necessary. You don't have to have a huge display of items like you would for a craft show or a vendor event or a flea market or whatever. So literally I had 2 of these bags that I carried in and 1 large 31 tote bag, and that was it. That was all I brought. When I got there, I gave the host the option of cider mill or autumn road trip hand soap, and I used that as a way to promote the current clean product collection that we have with the hand soap, counter clean, and dish soap. So she chose autumn road trip. And at the end of the event, I let her keep that hand soap. So what we did was when guests arrived, they all washed their hands, and they all got to test then the Scentsy hand soap. And she got to keep that as a host gift. So once we did that, and everybody had their snacks, they all said hi. I was kind of like standing in the background, kind of observing, listening, trying to hear things that I could maybe say later in the event to fill a void or a need that one of the party goers might have. One gal said, thanks for texting me about the event. I haven't been on Facebook in 3 years. Another gal's like, yeah, I don't use Facebook anymore either. And then all of a sudden, every one of them was like, I don't use Facebook. And so that's what it dawned on me, because I tried to get them to join my VIP group instead of doing a Facebook party. And there was only like 2 people that joined the VIP group out of the invites that went out. And I realized there's a very niche group of people that don't use social media that I had been missing out on by not doing home parties. And so I was very grateful to get in with this group of gals because, if they're going to do 2 parties a year at $1,000 a piece each time, that's not a bad deal. And you're going to get opened up to other people within their network. Eventually, that group of gals is going to get bigger and bigger as each one of them hosts a party in the fall and spring. So I was really excited to continue to hear that and develop those relationships with these 30 plus and 40 plus year old women who just don't use social media but enjoy Scentsy and they want to be a part of the Scentsy community. So it was something that I observed and kind of talked about a little bit later. Once everybody washed their hands with the Scentsy hand soap and they had their snacks, we decided to dive in. And the first thing I did was a demonstration. I like to start off with a demonstration because it's a great way to show how to use products, not just this is what we have, but actually show them what you do with it. So the first demonstration I did was I had brought my microwave vents. I brought these with to the event, and the host had a Pyrex dish, like a small, or like a one that you lay out. I had poured water in it. I took the same scent Autumn Road Trip counter cleaner that she had chosen. I sprayed the vents with it, you know, a couple sprays on each side, and I laid the vents in the water. And right away, the grease started coming up. And they're like, oh, that's so cool. One gal's like, I didn't even know those things existed. I need to go home and clean my microwave. So it was a fun way for them to see how to use our citrus-based cleaners. And so I used that to tell them how that our citrus-based cleaners work, and it's not like an antibacterial cleaner product. So that was fun to show them. From there, I talked about the dish soap and how that works. And it was just an all-around good experience to show our cleaning products. After I did the demonstration, we left. I said, okay, we're going to leave this sit for a few minutes, and we'll come back to it later on in the event. Then we played a game. The game we played was who can text the fastest. So they loved that because everybody these days has a cell phone, and they also do text messaging, right? So I said, everybody get your phone out. Everybody get a text ready. I want your first and last name. That's it. Just your first and last name. And the first 3 people to text me the fastest will get to pick from a bunch of scent packs I had brought that I had gotten using some free stuff, some host and half off stuff. Some scents that I had around for quite a while and was ready to just go ahead and get rid of them. You could do candy if you wanted to. You could do whatever you want to. You could do just the first person. You don't have to do 3. I chose 3. It was just fun that way. So the texts started to come in. They each texted me. I repeated my phone number a couple times. It was fun to see who won. They got all excited about that. And then I said, okay, we're going to go ahead and talk about how to care for our warmers. So I talked about our cotton cleanups. I talked about how using cotton balls is the safest way to clean your wax out of your dishes. You don't want to let it dry up and then pop it with a butter knife because you're weakening the integrity of the glass or ceramic every time. As careful as you are with that butter knife, you're still potentially getting nicks and cricks in those dishes. So cotton cleanups are the way to go. Cotton balls are a great alternate option, or even like paper towels. And then I talked about how you could use those as fire starters or just throw them away. So they really liked that. And talking about how to care for your warmers. Then at that point, we did another game. This game consisted of a 10-question quiz that I had created on the internet. And the quiz was designed in a way where it was going to determine which of the Glamour collection wax bars is your personality. So some of the questions were like, what's your favorite color? And the options for choices were, you know, like red, green, orange, purple, basically the colors of the Glamour collection. Another one was what best describes you? Born to shine, dazzling, graceful, fierce, and sassy. And basically, based on their answers, the quiz determined which category fit their personality the best. And the top person with the highest percentage of that category got to keep the bar as their prize for taking the quiz. So someone got the Born to Shine wax bar, because that was their, they were the highest out of the group on Born to Shine. So it was a lot of fun to see the results of that quiz, and I can provide the link to that quiz if you'd like to use it. It does have my personal information in it, so maybe you want to create your own, and you don't have to use the Glamour collection, because maybe the Glamour collection is no longer around if you're watching this video from years from now, and things of that nature. But it was a fun alternative game that you could play that was quick and easy, and it used your cell phones to do it. Plus, I got their contact information now. I got their cell phone for follow-up, and I didn't have to ask them for it. So that was what we did after that. Then we got to dive into their boxes. So everybody got to pick a box. I created these boxes beforehand. And in the box, the first thing was this is how it looked when they opened it. It's just an info sheet on items in the catalog. You guys may be familiar with this one. Not created by me. Then I had the Harvest collection. I just printed off like a little flyer that I found on Facebook in there. But then when you opened it up, it had a few other things in here. Underneath here, I did a golden ticket. So I printed off this little piece of paper and it said golden ticket on it. And the golden ticket winner got to pick an item half off, aka the perpetual award, right? So when I submitted the party, that person got to get an item half off with their golden ticket using the perpetual reward. So I mixed up the boxes. I didn't know which box had the golden ticket. So when they were pulling boxes, nobody knew until they pulled it. Everybody gets a pen. I also put in candy. Everybody loves candy. But what I did was Twix has right and left on them. So I put 3 right Twix in different boxes, and the rest of them had left. And anybody who had a right Twix got to pick a prize. So I used room sprays from previous warmers and warmers and scents of the months that I had left over that I hadn't sold yet as prizes. You can use whatever you want. You could use more candy. You could use a scent circle. You could use anything. It really doesn't matter. You could use testers if you wanted to. But I gave out room sprays from previous scent of the months. Then they have samples from leftover wax samples I have. They all got to go home with a laundry packet sample. These are pretty hefty samples. There's a lot in here. I like to send them home with one pretty nice size sample of something, like a Scentsy soap body bundle or a laundry bundle. In this case, I did laundry because the host really loves our laundry products. So knowing your audience is really important when it comes to some of this stuff. I included a pet sample and a cleaning, or a pet brochure and a cleaning in here as well. And the catalog and the love it, like it, not for me sheet. Okay. So then I told them about the different scent categories, and I explained how the testers are in here for them to smell and use the like it sheet. I got this at Hobby Lobby for 15 bucks. It was half off. These are car bars, room sprays, and scent packs, so they do fit in there. It's a great way to display stuff. And I wrote the categories on here as well so that they knew what it was. So they then went through the testers, they went through the catalog, they chit-chatted a little bit more, asked a few questions, and after everyone was kind of like done asking questions and they were just kind of going through the testers, I left the room. I left the room because I wanted them to feel free to talk amongst themselves without any sales pressure. So I went in a different room and I sat there with some order forms. I also had my business card information. This is a calendar. I had some customer to consultant information. So this is a brochure that I made that talks about being a consultant and what it entails and the different kits. And I had order forms. So then as people came up one at a time, I wrote down their order, had them fill out the top portion, and took their orders, and then I entered it into the workstation under the party so I could tell the host how much half-offs and host credit she had for her order. So we got through all of that, and people paid me various different ways. Some people paid me with a check, some people paid me with Square, some people paid me through Venmo. It really didn't matter to me. I took payment any way they wanted to give it to me. A couple other things to point out on my display. I have an element warmer, so I could talk about the element warmers. I had an In the Clouds warmer with a blue bulb, so I could show them how our colored bulbs work. I did the Ascend diffuser because I think that the In the Clouds warmer and the Ascend diffuser look really good together. They look like a pair, like they're supposed to be together, kind of a thing. I did another diffuser, the $65 diffuser, in a bowl. It's kind of like a Halloween bowl. It's got like witches' hands and stuff like that. And I talked about how you can dress up our Scentsy products to fit your decor. I explained how craft stores like Hobby Lobby and Michael's and Menards have really good decor options, and how Scentsy can be incorporated into that, and you would never even know it's a Scentsy item if you wanted to hide the fact that it was providing fragrance in your home. I don't know who would want to do that, but if you did, it just kind of goes to show how versatile our products are and how they fit into a home very well. Then I went and I showed them about the pods and the fans. So I pulled this out and I said, you know, we also have a waxless option. I talked about how the pods work. I talked about how great our fans are for bathrooms, heavy traffic areas, pet areas, kids' rooms, and explained how the fan process works. And then finally, I talked about our air purifier and how it compares to other air purifiers on the market, and that it is certified. And if anyone had more questions, they could certainly ask me and I could give them more information. I did have one girl that's interested in the air purifier. She wasn't ready to purchase it yet. I did tell her if she was going to order one to let me know, because I can offer her $25 in free items when she orders it. So that was very appealing to her, because remember, guys, $250 price point is 10% host bucket if you order it right. So she was definitely interested in that, but she wanted to go home and talk it over with family and figure out if that was an option for them. So that is what I did at my home party. That resulted in 1,000 PRV in one night with 10 customers. A couple people ordered diffusers, a couple people ordered bundles where they got the warmer and the wax. And then the last thing I did was I offered people to take wax home with them from the previous collection. I had a tote this size with spring and summer bars that were no longer in the catalog. And I said, hey guys, if you want any wax today while you wait for your order, I do have some leftovers from our previous catalog season if you're interested. And they loved it. I think I sold like 20 bars out of here. So it was a great way to get rid of some stuff from a previous catalog. But I've limited them to spring and summer items that are not in the fall and winter catalog. So that is what I did. I hope you found this helpful. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for joining.